Today I want to talk to you about electronic invoicing. Electronic invoicing is part of the new package introduced by the European Commission called VAT in the Digital Age, or ViDA. The ViDA package is basically a set of new measures that is going to be enrolled in the coming years to basically reduce the VAT gap. Within the EU, there's a calculation being made each year to estimate the amount of VAT that's actually not being reported and paid over to the EU member states by taxpayers. That gap is reducing, but it still is at a very significant 93 billion euros per annum. ViDA means to do is try to tackle that and try to reduce that VAT gap over the years. E-invoicing and digital reporting requirements are two of the main items that they will use to get that right. But I'll focus in on e-invoicing because I think that's for all taxpayers a relevant change in how they do that today. Today, if you send your invoices, even though you believe you're issuing electronic invoices, that may not be the case any longer after ViDA kicks in. Today you issue an invoice maybe as a PDF, which you send by mail to your customer, and you believe that you're in the world of electronic invoicing. Well, that's about to change. Is it changing quickly? Well, not necessarily. This package aims at an introduction across all the 27 EU member states no later than the 1st of January 2028. But some EU member states have already expressed the wish to do that sooner. Some may even already impose that rule in 2024, so that's only a couple of months away from now. So it's time to get ready for that. If you zoom in on the rules, the package and the proposal for electronic invoicing, what you will see first is that they will introduce a standard digital format for an invoice. So it comes with a standard digital format with a difficult set of numbers and connected to it. It's not relevant to you. What is relevant to you is that you have to be able to issue invoices in the true electronic way. You will not have to do it by yourself. There will be plenty enough software providers that will help you in that respect. What you need to do is to be able to issue invoices quickly, because another change in the new rules is that your invoice must be issued no later than 2 working days after you have either delivered your goods to your customer or you provided a service to your customer. That's a way shorter than what you might do today. It also means that for companies that do summary invoicing, means I send an invoice once a month for all the supplies that I've made to you throughout that month, that's no longer allowed. After 1st of January 2028, summary invoicing is abolished. No longer allowed, not accepted. So if you have that process, you need to look at that process and take the necessary steps to make the changes quick. Especially if you're one of the EU member states that want to enroll this requirement much sooner than 2028. Initially, the rule is set to target only cross-border B2B transactions. So you should only be concerned if you're in the business of selling goods or rendering services to businesses in other EU member states. But remember and be aware, this is just a start. It will easily and quickly be expanded to B2C, to domestic transactions. So it's better to take it now than to take it too late. Today, you have a mechanism in place to determine what VAT is applicable to your transaction. We call that the tax determination rules, but you may just call it your tax logic or whatever name you use for that. You need to review that, because you only have 2 days to get it right. So if you have flaws in your setup today, if you make mistakes today that you typically are able to fix before you file the reports, that luxury goes away. You don't have that luxury going forward. You just need to get it right straight away. So before you think about e-invoicing anything else, revisit your current VAT logic and see if that's helping you issue invoices, correct invoices, within 2 days after the event takes place. I bet for some of you that's not the case today, and it might be quite a big battle to get there. The final part of this e-invoicing is that you not only have to share the e-invoice, which basically is a package of invoice data, to your customer, but you also have to remit the information to the tax authorities within the same time frame. The tax authorities will have all the relevant data from your invoice also within 2 working days after the transaction took place. And they will use that information to cross-check anything that you might file at a later stage. And it will also cross-check it with the information that your customer may use. They might deduct the VAT amount on your electronic invoice. If there is a mistake in your invoice, they will very quickly end up at the doorstep of your customer. Bad for your business. So e-invoicing is not new, it's not complex, but all you have to do is get it right. Have a plan ready, be prepared. So to sum it up, electronic invoicing, what is it all about? It's about the format, it's about the ability to issue them within 2 working days, and it's about transferring the data to the tax authority. And all of that you can only do if you get it right. So if you want to get it right, why don't you give us a call?